I started tailing my husband because I suspected he was cheating. Sounds a little Desperate Housewives Detective Edition, I know, but trust me, when a woman's intuition flips into radar mode, even the FBI better step aside. I thought I was about to catch some basic side chick in the act. Instead, the other woman walked out and left me completely frozen. No crying, no yelling, just that deep, paralyzed moment of, how do I unsubscribe from this life script? This plot twist? If I brought it to a casting call, the director would have said, yeah, no, that's a bit too much, babe. Want to know just how much too much it got? Take a seat. Keep watching. I'm breaking it down. Second by second, shock by shock. So, I married a man who basically lived like an emotional Excel spreadsheet. Every part of his life had milestones, formulas, and color-coded cells. He ate oatmeal at 7 a.m., ran at 5 p.m., drank his protein shake before bed. And loving me? Just another task, perfectly scheduled on his calendar. I wasn't bothered. Honestly, being married to someone that rigid actually had its perks. Like I never had to remind him to do laundry, file taxes, or get an oil change. He even had a checklist for romantic gestures by month. February was Valentine's Day. June was our anniversary. November was tonight, I cook. Sounds robotic? Yeah, a little. But I figured if his heart was a hard drive, at least I was the pinned file. Too bad his love software eventually started to lag. We'd been together for 3 years. Got married after exactly 11 months of dating. Not forever, but long enough for me to notice the shift. This was the same guy who once sighed dramatically because I skipped breakfast. Now, he just says if you're not hungry, don't force it. Yeah, that was the first sign. Soft, like a snapped guitar string. But I heard it louder than any love song. Then came the perfume. He always wore the same scent, sandalwood with a hint of mint, the kind of smell that says I'm a CEO who boxes and plays piano. But lately, one day it was vanilla, so strong it could have been bottled straight out of a candle shop. Another day it was more like yoga teacher who drinks red wine on weeknights. I casually asked, "New cologne?" He frowned. "No. Maybe I stood next to a female coworker today." I mean, really? Don't get me wrong. I'm not some jealous, control freak wife, but I do have one superpower. The kind all women develop after loving the wrong man. An intuition trained by trauma. And that intuition? It had started sounding the alarm. He started coming home later. But not the I'm swamped at work kind of late. The logically quiet kind of late. He had all the right reasons. Long meetings, traffic, quick errands. But women know. When the excuses get too logical, that's when the feelings are already gone. He still talked to me, but like a damn auto-reply app. Nothing wrong, nothing extra, no weird tone, but also, nothing real. I remember telling him about my friend who got ghosted after 3 months of online dating. He just nodded and said, "Yeah, that sucks." No emotion, no follow-up, no dark joke. This was the same man who once kissed me in the middle of the street because I cried listening to Adele. Now, cold. Like Alexa. That's when I started replaying the small things. The white dress shirt, perfectly pressed, no wrinkle in sight, even though I'd never seen him iron anything. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. and he wasn't next to me. I looked around and found him sitting in the car on the phone. When I asked, he said, "Couldn't sleep, so I came out here to listen to some music. Helps me relax." You listen to music? With your mouth now? I didn't say it out loud. I smiled, let it slide like I believed him. While my brain started connecting every thread of family drama I'd ever read on Reddit. Husbands cheating, wives finding out, revenge served ninja style, disaster dates, nights that ended with crying in an Uber alone. Those stories always felt like someone else's life. But the second you smell perfume that's not yours, it becomes personal. Real personal. And then, I opened my phone, not to snoop through his messages. I didn't need proof. I needed a plan. If he was cheating, I wasn't gonna cry. I was going to tell the story. From the beginning, every detail, in a voice as soft as a breeze, but sharp enough to give anyone listening goosebumps. This was going to be a love story that started with a whisper from the heart and ended with a revenge so quiet it didn't make a sound. Because I knew one thing, nobody cheats alone. I started by taking 2 days off work, not for a vacation, no spa, no detox retreat. I took 2 personal days to trail my husband. Yes. Me. A woman who once believed in candlelit confessions and open hearts was now burning PTO just to drive around like a suspicious cat with a license. I didn't use tracking devices, didn't slap on an AirTag, didn't need a hacker. I used the one secret weapon every woman who's ever dated on Tinder already has: maxed out intuition, plus the ability to read microsecond facial expressions like a human lie detector. And let me just say this up front so no one gets their hopes up. Spoiler alert, this does not have a happy ending. Tuesday afternoon, I trailed him from 3 cars behind. Sunglasses on, hoodie up, looking like I was headed to a stakeout, not Starbucks. I swear I felt like the main character in one of those cheating drama podcasts, except no one was paying me to relive the trauma. He pulled up to an apartment building. No sign, no name, just that vibe of this is not a place people tag on Instagram. I stayed in the car, opened a snack, took a bite, right as a woman walked up. Tall, brown hair, white oversized button-down. That kind of effortless beauty like, oh this, I just woke up like a Pinterest board. She looked at him and smiled. Not the thanks for holding the door kind. The kind that says, I know what's on the menu tonight, and baby, it's not takeout. Okay, Miss Oversized. Noted. I didn't scream. Didn't jump out and bang on the door. I just opened my phone and typed into notes. Tuesday girl, classic. Looked expensive. Possibly does yoga. I finished that bag of snacks with a calm that honestly concerned even me. 2 days later, I went back. Thursday night. He said he was meeting an old friend. I smiled and said, have fun. But in my head, fun with who? Want me to pack you some condoms too? I followed his car to a late-night dessert shop, and there he was, sitting with a girl. And I say girl because she honestly looked like she just logged off a college Zoom class. Purple dress, curly hair, eyeliner sharp enough to slice bread, smiling like she's never had her heart broken. Me girl, enjoy it while it lasts. He was laughing with that face. The everything you say is adorable kind of face. Excuse me, sir. I used to say cute shit too, remember? I snapped a pic, not for proof, but because when I eventually tell the story of this emotionally unhinged dating saga, I want visuals. Note for this round, Thursday baby, looks like TikTok paid for her whole personality. I drove home, opened that meditation app I've never touched, played ocean wave sounds, and got a night's sleep that was, well, not exactly peaceful. And then Saturday afternoon, I met the other woman. Didn't have to follow anyone this time. The situation walked straight up to me. Like the universe said, here girl, let's complete the set. My husband said, I'm stopping by my mom's to grab some documents. I said, I'll come with you. He goes, no need, I'll be quick. And I go, wait, am I allergic to speed or something? So yeah, I went. His mom wasn't home. The person who opened the door was his stepmom. And no, she wasn't in temple clothes. She was wearing a black lace nightgown, standing in the doorway, wine glass in hand, and looking at my husband like, I thought you weren't coming anymore. I stood there so shocked I almost wanted to Google if family meant exclusive dating network in some bizarre alternate language. He didn't flinch, didn't step back. He just nodded and walked in. I turned around, didn't say a word, didn't ask a single question. Final note in my phone, Saturday shock, called me daughter-in-law, slept with my husband. Not even Netflix has this plotline. That night, he came home and asked if I wanted steamed broccoli for dinner. I looked at him, smiled, and said no. I think I've had enough. 3 flavors, 3 days, 3 women. Honestly, that's one emotionally diverse buffet. He didn't get it, but I didn't need him to. I opened my laptop, created a new folder titled A Letter to the Dumb Heart That Believed in a Marriage with a Schedule. I haven't decided on revenge, but I do know one thing. If it comes, it won't need a megaphone, won't need receipts, and definitely won't need an apology. That night, I lay in bed feeling like a background character in some low-budget cable drama, the kind you watch while laughing and shaking your head like, Lord have mercy, who writes this kind of family mess? Then it hit me. That script? It was my actual life. And the screenwriter? Apparently, my cologne-loving husband with his appointment-based cheating habit. I kept replaying the moment the stepmom opened the door. Black lace nightgown, red wine in hand. That look in her eyes like she was auditioning for Elite Secret Mistress Season 3. And the part that left me speechless wasn't her outfit, wasn't the vibe. It was the fact that she called me daughter-in-law less than a week ago, when she sent me a bottle of hair serum along with a message that said, "A woman must know how to love herself. You are the strongest woman I've ever known. Stepmom." Ma'am? Girl? Please. I sat up in the middle of the night, opened my closet, and stared at the scarf she gave me last Christmas. I used to be touched by that gift. I even took a photo, posted it on Instagram with the caption, "Loved by my second mom." Please. Someone dig me a hole so I can crawl in and factory reset my memory. The next morning, my husband acted like nothing happened, made himself a cold brew, not me, just him, wiped the counter and asked if I wanted toast or eggs. I looked at him and the only thing running through my head was, toast is the one thing you didn't share with the other women, right? I didn't rage, didn't smash anything, didn't scream. Who are you sleeping with? Because I knew one thing. The first one to speak is the one on defense. And me? Sorry, I don't do defense. I just coil like a snake waiting for the rain to stop. That whole day I stayed silent. But in my head, 3 browser tabs were open and running hot. Tab 1. Who else knows this secret besides me? Tab 2. How do I expose it without raising my voice? Tab 3. What outfit do I wear for the ultimate comeback twist? That night I called my best friend. The moment I got to the stepmom part, she screamed, "Girl, that's not a plot twist. That's a whole new genre." Exactly. This love drama had officially evolved into a full-on family horror story. Who needs Netflix when my life is the content? We spent 2 hours brainstorming. I was clear. I don't want to go full crazy ex. I'm not trying to throw hands or make a scene. I want them to expose themselves, right in front of the people they thought were blind spectators. My friend nodded. She said one sentence, and it hit like a script drop. If you want to end the show, you've got to put them under the spotlight. And just like that, the plan was born. Step 1. Host a small dinner at a nice restaurant, a belated birthday celebration for my husband. Guest list, our closest friends. And most importantly, his mom and his stepmom. I sent the stepmom a text worthy of daughter-in-law of the year. I really hope both of the most important women in his life can be there. Yeah, important in very different ways. One gave birth, the other gave something else. Step 2. Book a private dining room, private enough for drama, but public enough that no one would dare make a scene. I'm not the table-flipping type. I'm the type who opens a PowerPoint. Step 3. Curate the menu, pick the wine, and, obviously, prep the special birthday gift. I printed 3 photos, each from a destiny day. Tuesday, Miss White button-down. Thursday, Little Miss Purple dress. Saturday, her in the black lace. Slipped them into an envelope. Wrote on the front in glitter pen, "Happy birthday," to the man with a beautifully diverse taste. That whole week, I kept acting like the perfectly understanding wife. I even bought him a brand new dress shirt, exactly his style. I wanted 0 suspicion. I wanted him to show up to that dinner feeling adored, celebrated, like the man of the hour. Because only when you lift someone high does the fall make impact. But I didn't want to humiliate anyone. I'm not the kind of woman who needs to cause a scene just to feel like she won. All I needed was a moment where everyone saw it, everyone understood it, and no one said a word. Because in silence, truth screams the loudest. Friday night, I lay next to him. He was fast asleep. And me? I opened my phone and typed the first line of the story I was about to tell. This is a love confession. Not for him, but for myself. Because I loved the wrong person. I believed the wrong story. And now I'm about to make it right, in the most badass way any woman ever betrayed could possibly imagine. For the first time in weeks, I slept well. Not because it was over, but because I knew I was finally holding the script. I wasn't the side character anymore. The next morning, I woke up feeling like a woman headed to a movie audition. Except this time, I was the director. I did my makeup a little extra, put on a dress that was simple but expensive, the kind that says I didn't try, I just happened to look amazing. Because tonight was the dinner. And even if I wasn't officially cast as the lead, I knew I'd be the spotlight. My husband was all giddy that day. He thought it was a surprise birthday his loving wife planned. He had no idea. The biggest surprise was that his wife wasn't exactly his wife anymore, not in the way he was used to. I smiled the whole morning. He asked what I was so happy about. I said, "Oh, nothing. Today just feels like the perfect flavor." Yeah. Sour, with a dash of burn. I arrived at the restaurant 20 minutes early to arrange the seating. Round table. 10 people. My seat? Right in the center, directly across from him. To my left, his mom. To my right, the stepmom. I chose it carefully, so every glance could catch just the right glint of stage light. Because betrayal doesn't need a spotlight, it just needs the right eyes on it. Everyone showed up. His friends, a few mutual ones, both moms, the whole one big happy extended family vibe. Everyone thought it was going to be a cute little birthday dinner. And me, thinking, wait for it, baby. Opening act. I raised my glass for a toast, sweet voice, sweet eyes, sweet smile. But my best friend, the only one who knew the full story, was 2 seats to my left, giving me that look like, "Girl, are you lighting incense for the drama gods right now?" I said, "Thank you all for coming, especially the 2 most important women in my husband's life, the one who raised him, and the one who's been taking care of him in a slightly different way." His mom smiled. The stepmom smiled too. But it twitched, just a little. I didn't say another word. Just let the silence marinate, let it sink in, slow and deep. After the appetizers, I reached into my purse and pulled out 3 small white envelopes, handwritten labels, clean and calm. I placed them in front of my husband. "Birthday gift," I said. "A different kind. No rush to open them. But if you open one, open them all." Everyone laughed politely like, "Aw, look at this cute couple thing." Only my best friend took a long sip of wine like she was watching a horror movie trailer. He opened the first envelope, a photo of him standing outside that apartment building, with Miss White buttoned down. Perfect angle, crystal clear, no zoom needed. Second envelope, him and the girl in the purple dress, laughing like they just matched on Tinder 5 minutes ago. Third envelope, no photo, just 1 line. "The last woman. I'm sure you remember her better than I do." The air changed instantly. Someone stopped mid-bite. Someone fake coughed. His mom flinched and glanced toward the stepmom. And the stepmom froze, like the dictionary definition of cotton 4K. He looked at me, face pale as ash, holding the photos but saying absolutely nothing. I leaned in slightly, voice soft but clear enough for everyone to hear. 3 days, 3 women, 3 versions of you. Very versatile. But unfortunately, I don't invest in pyramid schemes. One of his friends accidentally laughed. Couldn't hold it in. The whole room deflated like someone poked a hole in the vibe. Then the stepmom spoke, her voice just a little shaky. "Sweetheart, I think there's been some kind of misunderstanding." I turned to her, calm and clinical, eyes like a final exam question. "Oh, what part did I misunderstand, ma'am? Was it you answering the door in black lace for my husband, or the part where you 2 call each other cutesy nicknames on the phone?" His mom spat her drink back into her glass. My best friend snapped a photo of the moment. Bonus wallpaper. Iconic. My husband still didn't say a word, eyes down, lips trembling. Not in regret, no. More like, how do I escape this without a full-blown reputation collapse? I kept going, with the sweetest tone I could muster. "I'm not gonna ask you why, because if I do, you'll lie. I just wanted to give you the gift you truly deserve. The truth. And truth doesn't need wrapping paper." The friends started side-eyeing each other. One pulled out their phone like they were about to hit record. Another one pretended to go to the restroom but just stood near the door, eavesdropping. Because real-life family drama beats any reality TV show, hands down. My mother-in-law finally spoke, quiet but steady. "How long have you known?" I smiled. "Long enough to pick the perfect moment. Long enough to glow instead of snap." My husband started to stand up. I cut in, calm but sharp. "Sit down, babe. If you stand up, they'll get a better look at that honest face from the photos." He sat, didn't really have a choice. I raised my glass and gave the final toast of the evening. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate the birthday of a truly talented man. A man who knows how to divide love the way he divides a meal. So everyone gets a portion. Wishing you all a safe ride home and a more honest one." I clinked glasses with my best friend. She leaned in and whispered, "Girl, you just served them a buffet, and finished with truth for dessert." I smiled, softly, like I wasn't even mad, because honestly, I didn't need to do anything else. The way everyone looked at him, that alone tore him down, louder than anything I could have said. I left that dinner feeling light, like I'd just returned a toxic product and didn't even need a receipt. No tears, no drama. Just a woman who successfully uninstalled a toxic relationship without leaving behind a single emotional junk file. That night, he didn't come home. I didn't text, didn't call. I just changed the Wi-Fi password, canceled the Netflix account, and dropped one message in our group chat titled Family, Husband and Wife. This group will self-destruct in 24 hours. If you want to save the memories, better screenshot fast. His mom? Silent. The stepmom, after that dinner, disappeared like she never existed. I'm guessing she's somewhere sipping chamomile tea and spiritually detoxing, desperately avoiding the group chat shade from her fellow aunties. A few days later, my husband, wait, scratch that, the man who used to live with me, finally came home. He stood at the door, holding a bouquet of red roses. Classic. The national flower of guilty men trying to root their image. I looked at the bouquet and said one thing. Put those in a vase, babe. I don't own one. Also, I'm allergic to two-faced people. He opened his mouth to speak. I raised my hand to stop him. Before you say anything, just know I'm not heartbroken. I'm cleaning up, and you are the last item on the list. He launched into some long apology, lots of words, zero meaning, like spraying on cologne called regret. You wear it, but no one smells anything real. I nodded. Calm, soft-spoken, like offering someone the chance to exit with a sliver of dignity. You didn't lose me. I didn't lose you. This isn't a loss. It's risk management. I'm just offloading a long-term bad investment for the sake of my wallet and my peace of mind. We got divorced 2 weeks later. Quick, clean, no arguments over assets. He wanted to keep the apartment. I let him. But I took the speakers, the blender, and every single sauce from the fridge. Not because I needed them, but because even the damn chili sauce? He didn't deserve that. His lawyer was stunned by how cooperative I was. He asked, "Are you sure you're not requesting anything else?" I said, "My only request is that I never see that face at my favorite bar. Other than that, we're good." 1 week after court, I got a message from an unknown number. Opened it. "You're his wife, right?" Well, well, well. "Hello there, little Miss Purple Dress," I sighed. Replied simply, "Not anymore. You can have him. No need to thank me." She messaged again. "I'm not keeping him. I just wanted to understand why he told me you died. In an accident." I blinked 3 times, turned off my phone, and that's when I knew I didn't need revenge anymore. That man was self-destructing on a level no master plan could ever top. 3 days later, my mother-in-law texted me. She wrote, "You handled it so well. I never imagined things were that bad." I replied, "Me neither, but my intuition did, way before I did." My friends, they hyped me up like I just won an Emmy for best performance by a calm wife who exposed absolute chaos. One of them said, "You didn't just deal with a trash man, you dismantled the entire supporting cast." I smiled, but not a big laugh. Just took a slow sip of wine and whispered to myself, "Next time I fall in love, I'm checking the family tree first." Time passed. I didn't try to act strong. I let myself hurt, but I didn't let myself break. I still talked about love with my friends, but I stopped calling it a dream. Now it felt more like a dish I once got food poisoning from. Not because I didn't like it, but because next time I'll chew slower and ask more questions about the chef. I didn't go online to rant. No long-winded posts. I just updated my Instagram bio to ex-wife, still fabulous, 0 regrets, and posted a photo of me laughing by the pool with the caption, "I didn't lose a husband, I eliminated a liability." Because, honestly, I didn't need applause. I didn't need forgiveness. I just needed to walk away without looking back. And if anyone ever asks me whether I still believe in love, I'll say, of course. But next time, I'm loving with my whole heart and a little background check. I never thought my life would come with a plot twist like wife discovers husband sleeping with his stepmom. Sounds like an episode Netflix would reject for being too far-fetched. But here I am, lived through it. And not just survived. I came out with a fresh playlist, a clean divorce file, and a self-worth upgrade in premium version. If there's one takeaway from all this, it's probably, don't trust anyone who's too clean, too punctual, and too obsessed with protein shakes. Because who knows, they might be shaking up another relationship behind your back. But hey, don't get jaded either, because even when everything falls apart, you can still get up, adjust your crown, and walk straight to the nail salon. That's love, isn't it? Just because one contract falls apart, doesn't mean you're emotionally bankrupt. What about you? Ever been betrayed so hard it unlocked a whole new personality? Had a love story plot twist twist that made you laugh, then cry, then laugh again, because, well, chaos? Tell me everything in the comments. Your confessions, your heartbreaks, or just any little whisper your heart's ready to let out. And if you're into love stories that come with spice, salt, but always enough emotional vitamins to keep you sharp. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, tap the bell, and share Heart Talk with your besties. So next time betrayal shows up, you'll know how to clap back with calm energy. No breakdown, no spotlight needed. I'll see you in the next story. And hey, what if it's your story next time?